What happens when machine become smarter than us? Today, we are living inside the answer. Do you realize somewhere in the world right now, AI system is making financial decision faster than any human ever could. But the real question is, can it make the right one? Let's talk about that. If you met me a year ago, you'll probably find me standing exactly where I am right now, talking about AI. Back then, I was that guy, the AI optimist. I used to say AI will change finance forever. And I genuinely believed it. In fact, I even gave a full speech at Professional Forum in Mumbai about how AI was the future of decision making in finance. Back then, it felt like start of something revolutionary. AI model that could predict risk, find trends, and even execute trade faster than any human could blink. This model did not just predict risk, they could predict simulate thousands of market scenarios in milliseconds. They could stress test portfolios the way banks do during global crisis. Some could even monitor social sentiment in real time, scanning millions of posts to detect early panic signals before market reacted. And I thought that's it. Humans are going to become optional or at least fully equipped with machines like brains. But then life did what it always does. It humbled me little. I had a chance to work passively, remotely with two different companies, both managing billions of dollars in assets. Multi-billion-dollar company, real institution. But here's the strange part. If you try to Google them, you won't find much. No fancy website, no PR coverage, no press article. It's like they operate in stealth. And I remember thinking, how can companies this large, this successful, be so invisible? I started studying how they work. I noticed something fascinating. Every single year, without fail, they were generating around 200% profit consistently. Of course, the finance guy in me got curious. I tried putting their methods, the trading logics, and financial models into ChatGPT. I thought maybe I can simulate this pattern, but guess what? Nothing. The AI had no clue. Maybe finance is not just data. Maybe it's intuition. Maybe it's that human instinct, the pause before a decision, the doubt, the discipline, the why behind the what. AI is powerful, no doubt about it. So let's give credit where it's due. AI is changing finance. Think about how easy money management has become. Your bank app now warns you about fraud before you even notice something off. Credit approvals that used to take days now take minutes. And for new investors, AI-driven platform literally teach you as you go. According to Gartner, about 58% of financial global team are now using AI in their daily workflow. That number is only rising. In India, it's even higher. Around 70% of financial operations are now assisted by AI in some way or another. So yes, AI it's not future, it's already here. It's helping people who never understood the stock market get started. It's automating report, catching fraud, and even predicting spending habits. And that's amazing. It's making finance accessible, inclusive, and efficient. But money is not maths, it's emotion. Money, as its core, is deeply human. People don't invest because of charts, they invest because of dreams. When you buy a house, that's not a transaction, that's a security. When you save, that's a love for your family. And when you invest, that's a hope for the future. Numbers are logical, but decisions, they are emotional. One market crash, what do most people do? They don't call their algorithms, they call their dad or the financial advisor or sometimes just someone to say it's going to be okay. Because fear does not respond to formulas. There's a beautiful line I once read. AI knows the price of everything, but human knows the value. And that's exactly it. AI can tell you the stock is undervalued or overvalued, but it can't tell you what that investment means to you. It can't know that it's a child education fund or it's a parent's retirement safety net. Money is emotional energy and emotion still need human. A few months ago, a friend of mine called me at 11 p.m. The market had dipped suddenly that day, and his AI driven investing app sent him a notification saying high risk detected. Consider exiting position or something on this line. Taking action immediately. He panicked not because of data, but because that money was his daughter's education fund. And in that moment, he did not want algorithm. He wanted human voice. Someone to tell him, do not make a fear-based decision tonight. The next morning, market recovered. In finance, information is digital, but reassurance is human. AI can be confidently wrong. It's absolutely funny about AI, it's confident, or sometimes little too confident. I'm sure all of us have had that one experience with Google Maps where it proudly say you had arrived while you are standing outside some random building. Finance is no different. There have been AI systems that have confused two companies with similar name or the one that completely missed market crash because will, pandemic, war, human panics are not there in dataset. In 2024, US Treasury actually released a warning about the risk of over-reliance on AI in financial system. Things like bias, lack of transparency, and systemic vulnerabilities. Markets are driven by confidence, trust, fear, greed, all the unexpected, beautiful human stuff that AI still can't model. AI needs the human edge. Let me tell you the four things I've seen firsthand. Around 2 years ago, I was working for a family who wanted to invest a significant amount, the kind of amount that changes future. On paper, AI model gave them a perfect portfolio. High return, low volatility, beautifully optimized. But when I sat with them, I realized something the model never could. They were not chasing returns, they were chasing stability. Their son had just been diagnosed with a medical condition and they needed a comfort of knowing their money was safe, not aggressive. And these are four things core of this. Trust. People don't invest because of charts. They invest in people they trust. That's why financial advisor, wealth advisor still matters. That's why a simple don't worry, I've got you sometimes saves you from panic selling. Judgment. Machine can calculate risk, but only human can sense timing. Knowing when to step back, when to stay calm, and when to hold, that's a judgment. Empathy. I've seen this in my jewelry business too. It's not gold and silver, it's sentiment. Finance is same, understanding that behind every transaction, there's a story. Calm in crisis. When things go wrong, AI recalculates, human reassure, and reassurance is sometimes the most valuable currency. That's why I believe even in the world full of algorithm, empathy will be the ultimate edge. Now coming to the real formula. So what's the takeaway? It's not human versus AI. It's human with AI versus human without AI. AI is not the enemy, it's a tool. So let it do the heavy lifting, the research, the analysis, the repetitive work. But when it comes to decision, direction, and values, that's still our job. Use AI for information, use human for interpretation. And before I go on, let me add this. Global countries are racing ahead in AI-led finance. The US is leading with regulatory frameworks and institutional AI adoption. China is far ahead in automation, real-time data ecosystem, and AI-driven trading infrastructure. But India is in a unique position. If we build responsible AI and improve data literacy and combine our cultural strength of trust-based finance with technology, India can actually lead the next era of financial innovation, not by copying West or China, but by creating a model that is more inclusive, more human, and more accessible. Let me leave you with a small reflection. The first time when I saw an AI tool predict market faster than I could blink, I felt small. I thought, wow, what am I even doing here? But after working with real investors, real families, real businesses, I realized something bigger. Finance is not about being the smartest person in the room, it's about being the most understanding. AI can process data, but only humans we process life. And that's what will always make us irreplaceable. So yes, future of finance will have AI everywhere, in portfolios, in banks, in apps. But their only strength will lie in how human we remain while using it. Because the world does not just need artificial intelligence, it needs augmented humanity. Thank you.